phone company. You've ever tried to call up the phone company? Yesterday I had to call up the phone company because my internet was down. But get this. Their phone number in the phone book doesn't even work anymore. See, they have a number in the 24-hour phone number in the phone book, and you call it, and it says their number is no longer in service. It tells you to use a different number. So they got rid of the phone company got rid of their one service that actually sort of worked, which was their 24-hour number. So I had to call up their special sales and service for residential customers. And then after I called that, they said, are you? They asked me whether I was a business or a residence, but they didn't know. They didn't even put it in those terms, though. They expected me to figure it out. I mean, it was a residential number, so of course I was a residence. I wasn't a business if I was calling a residential number. Now, last night I had to call them twice last night because they couldn't fix my internet, and I spent 80 minutes talking to them, including the half hour that I was on hold. But and the one support tech, he mumbled the whole time. I couldn't understand because he was mumbling. I call him up. I called him, and he was like, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, my internet." I said, "My internet's been down since 6 o'clock this evening, and I've had trouble with it over the past few days." He said, he just mumbled like that. He mumbled. I couldn't understand what he was saying. I said, "Oh, what was that?" And he went, and he just mumbled like that. It was like talking to Charlie Brown's teacher, going, or on the electric company when they always said, "Tune in next time when Spider-Man goes, wow." That's what it was like. Now, so that's what it was like. So that's what it's like talking to the phone company. See, they talk, they mumble, they talk like Charlie Brown's teacher, or they talk like Spider-Man. You almost expect a thought balloon to come out of the phone, or a bubble with a window on it, like in the Crest book. That's what the Crest book. Remember last week? I think it was last week. I talked about the Crest book, the same episode where I went Crest, Crest, Crest. But that was but or like Solly from Sesame Street. That's what it was like. Remember Solly, the construction worker on Sesame Street, who always used to go, and then Biff always had to say, yeah, he said, like Biff was the only person who could hear him. Remember Biff? He was the only person who could hear Solly, and he had to interpret everything Solly said, because Solly always went, and then Biff always said, Solly here says, remember that? And how did Biff get his name anyway? Is it because he biffed a lot? Is that what it was? Did he lean over and just biff? Biff and Solly, kings among men. Now, right now I'm going to check the latest news. Emissions from Japan nuclear plant approach Chernobyl levels. Okay, now here's an interesting story. It says Tea Party group plans rally targeting GOP because now they think the Republicans aren't right-wing enough. They're never satisfied, are they? Now, and the Canadian Parliament has begun debate on a no-confidence motion expected to topple Prime Minister Stephen Harper. The vote stems from a ruling on Monday that Stephen Harper's conservative government was in contempt of Parliament. So see, the system works. It may take a while, but the system works. And then Canada will finally be rid of the Harper regime. The Canadian George Bush. So that's how the phone company acted. They mumbled. They went, and then the guy kept telling me to check and see whether the light was the light on the modem was blinking or solid. So that's how and it would take them like 5 minutes between each try, and the problem was obviously at their end. So that's how you have to. That's how phone companies are allowed to act these days. Yeah. So other than that, it's been sort of a slow week. So, but you really had to hear it to appreciate it, though. So, and there's so much noise in the line too, because our phone company is just so primitive that you could hear other conversations in the background. You hear other receptionists and support personnel going, "Okay, thank you. Call again if you have any more problems." You could hear them in the background. So that's how. That's just how it works out these days. When the phone company hires Spider-Man or Charlie Brown's teacher or Sully. It made us struggle the entire evening and wasted my hard-earned dough. Oh, sorry. Wasted my hard-earned dough.